Hey everyone, it's Melissa Metcalf here, coming to you live from the Fitness Center at Foothills Wellness Center for the Total Body Ball class. 1:30 almost. We got about 45 seconds here before it's 1:30, so welcome everyone. I wanted to start, of course, just a few minutes early today to check the connection. The connection's been a little off here today with our internet, and then also I go live via my cell phone, which is Verizon, and Verizon's been acting up here locally, so it looks to be okay. Took me a couple tries here to get reconnected, but it looks like we are streaming right now, so that's wonderful. And so I wanted to just mention to everyone once again that we are in the last day of April, so thank you so much to everyone who has joined us for these live free classes this month. These classes will be available for the next couple of weeks free on the YouTube channel, so check the comments in just a little bit after we end today's 30-minute workout routine, and we'll once again post that YouTube channel link there in the comments for you to go back and view at your leisure. So hopefully you'll continue to enjoy those classes while they're up and while they're free. So I am going to head back here to the mat, get the exercise ball. I would invite you guys watching to do the same, and here we go. Let's get this party started. All right, so once you have your exercise ball, be very, very careful getting on your exercise ball. So grab it with both hands, gently sit down. Feet should be hip-width apart here, and your hand should be on top of those quads. We're gonna just gently start bouncing here. So engage that core, find that belly button, suck it to your spine, shoulders are square, chin is level. Once you feel comfortable here in this position, we're gonna bring those arms out, palms face together. Deep breath through your nose, arms are coming out. Exhale, arms come back together. So we're exhaling through our mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through that mouth, arms come together. Let's do that 2 more times. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring those palms back down to those quads. Now what we're going to do is we're going to inhale coming up, exhale going down. So inhale up, exhale down. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Now we're going to go into sign of the cross. So forward, back, side to side on the exercise ball while gently bouncing. Here we go. Forward. So what we're doing here is we're kind of challenging that balance, challenging our core, really building up that core strength, which in turn then builds up that low back strength as well. So find that belly button, suck it to your spine. When you do that, those glute muscles, those bum muscles automatically contract, and just hold on to the ball a little tighter. And then we're going back, and then side. So notice when I go to the side, that left glute, left bum muscles a little bit off the ball, so I'm creating some instability here. So this is where I'm really going to engage that core. Notice I'm not leaning to one side or the other. My spine is, we're sitting up nice and straight and tall here. And then to the right. So once again, ensure that spine is straight, chin is level, we're not looking down at our laps. Coming back, sign of the cross again. So coming forward, back. So if it helps you to hold on to the exercise ball, please do so. We don't want anyone falling off of the exercise ball. For me, I'm either going to have my hands in my lap here or out to the side for more of that balance. 1 more. Once again, sign of the cross. Okay. Back and side to side. And coming back center. Now we're really going to challenge that core balance and make ourselves very unstable here. So beginners, heel on the mat, on the floor, keep it right there. You're bouncing, okay? So notice how you're like, whoo, a little all over the place here. Find that belly button, suck it to your spine. For those of you more advanced, leg up in the air. Once again, no falling off the exercise ball, please. You know your limitation. There's no competition here. This is your workout. All right, bringing now that right leg back into the original placement, and we're going to switch. So beginners, left heel on the floor mat in front of you, gently bouncing, or advanced up in the air. So if you notice, if you're starting to kind of waver all over the place here, make sure to engage that core. So really find that belly button. What I like to say in the in-person class, if you were here, suck it up. Here we go. I can almost hear the regulars watching kind of giggling. Thanks, guys. All right, gently coming back down. So both feet flat on the mat again. Gently bouncing, and we're going to come to a nice, gentle stop. Be very careful here. Engage that core. If you need to, hold on to that exercise ball. Deep breath in. On that exhale, pushing that air through the bottom of those feet and coming to a standing position. Now I'm going to tuck the exercise ball here in the corner so he doesn't get away from us, maybe. Okay. Now the next thing that you're going to be doing is the resistance bands. So if you have a resistance band at home, or if you don't, you can easily do this without a resistance band and go through the motions like I'm going to show you. So the resistance band is hung here on the grab bar. So elbow straight, wrist is straight. I'm coming back for 10. Notice that my shoulders are square, chin is level, so I'm looking ahead at the wall. Really working the back side of the triceps. We're going to feel it on the side of that bicep muscle, that supraspinatus muscle. For 10, we're breathing, core's engaged. Glutes are engaged. Got one more. Good. We're doing 2 sets of 10, so now I'm going to switch to the right arm. Reposition myself here, standing up nice and straight and tall. Once again, shoulders are square, chin is level. Finding that belly button, suck it to my spine. Notice that I'm not allowing my arm to be controlled by the band. I'm controlling the band. So you don't see my arm flying back with the resistance band. So I want that negative and positive resistance. So I'm slow on the return. I've got 2 more. And 1 more. Good. So we're switching back to the left. So remember, with a resistance band, if this is too much, take a step forward. That reduces the resistance. If it's too easy and you're like, well, maybe I can handle a little more, take half a step back away from the anchor point. So if you have this attached to a door, that's going to increase the resistance. I have 2 more. Last one. I'm then switching to the right. So this is the last set of 10, because remember, we're doing 2 sets of 10. Checking my position here, my form, breathing, core's engaged. Notice that my hand is loose by my side, the one that is not in use. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, so now we're going to be doing the out. So at an angle here to start with. So for those of you who are taking this class to rehab and or you've had a shoulder injury, you always want to start at an angle here. Elbow straight, wrist is straight, so we're not going to be bending the wrist. We're going to keep that straight. So we're coming out just at the top of your abs. So the bottom of that breastbone across here, our abdomen. Shoulders are square, chin is level. Eventually you want to be able to where that wrist is straight out from that shoulder, coming across that chest. So when I'm doing that, notice that I'm opening up that chest, that shoulder blade and scapula. I've got really good movement on that left shoulder blade scapula. You always want to start with your strong arm. So Dr. Picone states, with the strong arm is going to teach the weaker arm, which the right is my weakest. I've got 2 more. Once again, I'm controlling that band as it comes back across. Good. So now I'm going to turn, position myself once again, feet hip width apart, shoulders are square, chin is level, and I'm coming out. So here you can start to see that scapula shoulder blade movement. I'll leave my finger there. You can start to see how I'm getting that movement. So you don't want to be lifting that shoulder up and having that shoulder do the work for you. Okay? And you're going to feel this running down that arm. It feels very good. Once again, if that's too much for you, take half a step in. Not enough, half a step out. Got 1 more. Good. And notice when I plant my hips doing this exercise, I'm not moving those hips, so I'm not rotating like this or like that. They're square, and you want to make sure that the arm is the one that is benefiting and doing the work here with this exercise. So I'm breathing, core's engaged, glutes are constricted. Got 2 more. Last one. All right. Switching now to the right. Here we go. Notice I'm not bending that elbow coming back either. That arm is remaining straight. Got some good movement on that shoulder blade scapula. Chin is level. I'm not white knuckling the bands either. So I'm not forcing this. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right. So now I'm just going to tuck that exercise band behind the step. The next exercise that we're going to be doing today is hip hikers. So hip hikers is designed to work that lower lumbar area and also the hip area as well. So if you have a step somewhere in your house, you're going to square that foot up. If you don't have a step, find a block, a yoga block, something to just kind of raise yourself up just a little bit here. So I'm squaring my right foot up on the edge of the step. You'll notice that that left leg is hanging down. I have a hold of the grab bar. If you have steps in your house, you would hold the handrail either in front of you and or behind you for balance, or place those fingertips on that handrail behind you. Engage that core, so find that belly button, suck it to your spine, engage those glutes, lengthening that spine and torso when we engage that core. My left hand is going to go on my left hip, because what I'm doing here is just a simple hip comes up and down, up and down. So I'm not bending that right knee. My shoulders are staying square, so I'm not hiking those shoulders up. Chin is level, I'm breathing. You know you're doing this right when you feel that little twinge in that right hip, and you can start to feel just a little bit of, I think I would describe it as a maybe burn or a little ache, stretching of that lower lumbar, low back area. Got 1 more. So we're doing 2 sets of 10. Now I'm going to turn around, square the left foot up, right leg hangs down, right hand on that right hip, just to remind me that this is just a hip action. So the hip comes up and down, engage that core. So you'll notice that in this view, in the camera, that my right leg is not touching the floor. It doesn't have to. In order to touch the floor, I would have to bend that left knee. Now, I don't want to bend that left knee. I want that left knee straight. Got 2 more. Last one. All right, we're doing 2 sets of 10. So back, squaring, that right foot up. We're going to finish our 10 on this side. Breathing, core's engaged. Don't let that belly hang out. Get the maximum benefit of this exercise. There's a reason you showed up today. Breathing. Good. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Nice. love this one. It feels so good. You can feel it right here in the middle of that lumbar area. Also feel it on that right hip. That's where we're working. Breathing. Got 2 more. And last one. Nice. Okay, so we're going to now transition down to our mat, floor, rug in the floor, wherever you happen to be working out this afternoon. I'm going to gently transition down to the mat. I'm going to do what looks like a little lunge and curtsy, coming safely down to the mat. I'm going to slide where you can see me here. So feet are flat on the mat, knees are slightly bent. I'm going to grab behind that left hamstring and gently rolling myself back, never behind that knee. Once the back of my head reaches the mat, it's going to stay there. So then I'm going to gently lower that left leg back down to the mat and then straighten out both legs. Notice I'm in my socks today for this next exercise because it's easier to do this without shoes. So once here, I'm going to bring both arms up. Shoulders are still flat on the mat, so don't reach those shoulders up or raise those shoulders up. Palms face together. I'm going to ball up those fists, leaving those thumbs pointed out. That's going to help with that full range of motion of that shoulder, so we don't want any injuries of our shoulders. It's going to be opposite arm and leg for marching on your back. So it's going to look like you are marching in place standing up, except for we're on our back. So as the right arm comes down, left arm comes up, and right leg slides. Notice that my foot is still flat on the mat, so I'm not lifting it up. I'm just simply sliding the bottom of my foot. You'll notice here in the camera that my left side is fully stretched out and extended, and it feels so good on my back. And then switching. So as the right arm comes up, left leg comes up, left arm goes down, flat, so does the right leg. Here we go. Keep it up. I hold for the count of 2. Remember, it's not about the quantity here, it's about the quality of the exercise. So you want to make sure that you get the maximum benefit out of this exercise. This you should be able to feel from the base of that neck, right where our shoulders start, all the way down to that tailbone. So in this nice deep stretch, what we're doing is we're just resetting that spine. And it feels lovely. It feels so lovely. And if you're not able to reach that thumb all the way to the floor, mat, rug, behind you, that's perfectly fine. Wherever that shoulder says stop, stop. You're still getting a really good exercise and workout here. It's perfectly fine. The core still engaged. Don't forget that. Core still engaged. All right, I'm going to do one more set here. So if you were in the in-person class, we would be doing 20 sets. So 1, 1, 2, 2, you get the picture. All right, so now I'm going to gently set myself up. I'm going to grab small hand weights. I'm going to be working those arms just a little bit more here. So gently laying myself back down. Just need to be able to reach these. If you do have chronic low back issues, bend those knees here. Place those feet flat on the mat to just relieve some of the pressure off of that low back. If you don't have any, you can certainly keep those legs out straight. That's fine. We're going to grab a hand weight. If you don't have any hand weights, bottles of water, vegetables in the can, or Campbell's soup, whatever you have on hand, grab that. We're going to, on the left-hand side here, you'll notice that my left elbow is bent, so it's straight out from my shoulder. We're going to do 10 sets back. So if you're not able to go all the way back with that arm, that's fine. If your shoulder says stop right here, stop, and then just come back up to neutral. Wherever it says stop, stop. Keep that chin level though, looking up at the ceiling. You can look over occasionally and check your form. We just don't want any neck issues here. So we're doing 10 back on the left, then we'll switch it over to the right hand and the right arm for 10 back. So 2 sets, 10. We've got one more. Good. All right, so now switching that weight. to the right and going back. And you'll notice on the right, I don't have as much range of motion as the left, and that's fine. This is the arm that I'm still rehabbing, so you would expect that. So wherever it says stop, you'll notice that I just stop and pause for just a moment, just allowing that weight to stretch it just a little bit. Just a deep stretch. It should not be painful at all. If it's painful and you're like, Melissa, I just can't do this yet, fine. That's perfectly fine. We don't want any additional injuries. So just checking my form. It's very easy for that elbow to just kind of slide down when you're doing this exercise. I've got one more. All right, now we're back to the left for 10 back. And then once we finish this set of going to the back, then we're gonna go forward. Take your time with these exercises. Please don't rush on my account. I'm the only one that has a time constraint, I assure you. One more. So you'll notice the first set, I did kind of slow and methodical so you guys could see. I'm just speeding up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Remember, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So if you speed up and that arm starts going all over the place, stop and regroup. Or if you only have time for 7 today, fine. One more. 7's better than nothing. All right, switching back to the left. Here we're going to reposition that elbow again, and now we're going forward. So if you can see in the camera, my shoulder has started to pick up off the mat. That's where I'm stopping. So some of you will probably have full range of motion where you can go all the way down to the floor without bending that wrist. That's the only way that I can. That's fine, but you want to keep that wrist straight and make sure that that shoulder does not pull up off the mat too far. So once again, we don't want another injury. Not on my watch, please. And one more. All right. We're switching to the right, check that elbow placement, and we're going down. So wherever that shoulder says stop, so notice it's right here for me, I'm just going to hold for just a moment and just let that weight slowly stretch that. It feels so good. And by the end, you'll notice that I'm able to go further by doing that. So I'm just increasing my range of motion. That's what makes this workout so wonderful for rehabbing injuries, because we're just slowly building our body back up. One more. Good. All right. Last set of 10 down, switching it back to the left, back to our original arm. Here we go. Breathing, core engaged. So you'll notice I'm not allowing that belly, right? Still got it engaged. I'm working those abs, even though this is an arm exercise. Still have that core engaged. Got 2 more. And last one. Good. All right, switching now to the right for the last set of 10 going down. Breathing. After this set of 10, I've got 4 more. For those of you who are more advanced and can pass the ball, so you've taken in-person classes or you've worked up this month to passing the ball, see if you can grab your exercise ball. I've got 1 more. For those of you new and or you've not worked up to passing the ball, you're going to stay right here. Bend those knees if they're not already bent, placing those feet flat on the mat. You're going to be doing pelvic tilts. So palms are going to be face down on either side of those thighs, and what you're going to do here is you're just going to simply rotate those hips up, trying to touch the top of that pubic bone to the bottom of your breastbone. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so we're working that entire ab section, that entire abdominal section here, while then strengthening and stretching that low back, that lumbar area along that belt line. So you're going to feel this. Notice I'm keeping the back of my head flat on the mat, chin is level, I'm breathing here while I'm slowly doing those pelvic tilts. For more advanced, if you can reach your exercise ball, we're going to be placing those feet on either side of the ball, engaging that core. I really want to see that core engaged here. We're going to be bringing that ball up to our hands. Ball goes overhead, bringing it back to those legs and down. So if you have low back issues that you're working on and rehabbing here, stick with those pelvic tilts until you can work up to this point, because this is a really good workout and exercise, passing the ball itself, if you can see that in the camera. So I've been doing this one for years, so don't think that if you're just watching this for the first time, oh, I should be able to try that and do that. Please be very careful. Okay. So if we were in an in-person class, we would be doing 20 of these for advanced students. For beginners, intermediate, and/or low back rehab, it's going to depend upon your capability here and how many that you can do. Okay. So go gentle on yourself, be easy on yourself. From here, what we're going to do is I'm going to try to tuck this exercise ball back so it doesn't run all over the room. All right. Bend those knees, place those feet flat on the mat. We're slowly going to get up into a seated position and do some work actually on the ball. So I'm going to roll over to the right hand side, bringing everything with me. So using that right arm as a weight to pull myself over. And then right palm face down in front of your chest. On your next exhale, using that air, pushing through that right palm to gently sit yourselves up. We're going to be on our mat. We're going to be on our knees behind the exercise ball. So be very careful. Whatever is the safest way for you to get on your knees behind the exercise ball, we're going to be doing back extensions. So grab that exercise ball with both hands. Make sure it does not get out from underneath you, please. Gently lower your weight on the exercise ball. Once you are stable here, slide those arms down, coming up on the exercise ball. So you'll notice in the camera here that my legs are at a 45. My toes are on the mat. Hands were starting, palms face down, directly underneath those shoulders. My chin is level, so therefore my neck is in perfect alignment with my spine. Deep breath in through your nose. On that exhale, we're blowing it out through our mouth, coming down to the exercise ball. So chin to your exercise ball. Inhale, we're coming up for that gentle back extension. Inhale. We're coming up. So I'm going to hold this for just a little longer than you're going to hold this for. So exhale, you're going back down. But you'll notice this curvature in my back. So the bottom of my chest is still on the ball. So I don't have all of those abs up off the ball. This is the safest position for you so you don't injure that middle thoracic or low back area. So exhale through your mouth. Chin is on the ball. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's keep it going. Inhale. Remember to go at your own rhythm, own breathing cadence here. Inhale. If you start to get dizzy, please stop. Inhale. Core still engaged. That's what is causing my balance and stability on the ball right now, is my core balance. If you're like, Melissa, I can't do that yet, keep those fingertips on the mat. You can still have the same workout right here. Notice in the camera with my fingertips on the mat, I'm still able to do the back extension. So once again, don't slide off the exercise ball. Let's do one more. Good. You need to come back for just a little bit, hug the exercise ball, releasing that mid-back to low-back section, you certainly can. Now we're going to transition to where we're on the ball fully. So our entire abdomen is on the ball. Our chest is a little off the ball. So we're up on the ball here. We're going to be doing opposite arm and leg or bird dog. So when that left hand comes up, you will notice that my palm is facing in, thumb is up. So once again, I want full range of motion on that shoulder. And then my right leg is going to go up and engage that core, find that belly button, suck it to your spine. back down, and then opposite. So you can either keep those toes pointed or you can flex those toes down. You flex those toes down, it's going to engage all of those leg muscles, so working that Achilles tendon all the way up to where that hamstring attaches and that bum. Okay? So once again, remember, it's not about how high you can get your leg, it's about keeping that low back lumbar area straight. So if you have a sheet of paper, a magazine, something that's lightweight, you can put there on your back. So if you get that leg too high, it's going to fall off to the side. Okay. So notice when I come up, I hold for just a little bit. If you're not able to hold, that's fine. Gently coming back down. You should be able to work up with this one to where you can hold for maybe the count of 2. But you can already start to feel this, can't you? In those abs. Woo! It's a good one. Oh, it's a good one. Let's do one more. So one more set is both sides. Here we go. Good. Then I'm going to gently roll back, placing those knees on the mat. We're going to slowly transition to where we are on our backs, heels are on the exercise ball. So I'm going to slowly walk this forward. I'm going to gently come down to the side, folding those knees out. I'm going to try to hold on to the exercise ball here and slide down to where you guys can see me in the mirror. I'm going to grab that hamstring, rolling myself back as I put those heels on that exercise ball. All right. Now, the back of my head is flat on the mat. I'm not lifting it up, so I'm not going to strain those neck muscles. Palms face down on either side of those thighs. I'm going to engage that core. Let's find that belly button. Suck it to your spine. Engage those glutes. We're coming up for either bridge on the ball or reverse plank, whatever you want to call it. We're holding here. So once again, we're working those core muscles. We're breathing. If you're not able to hold this, you can lower that bum back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. On the next inhale, coming back up. That's perfectly fine until you work up to where you can hold this. Now that ball may be going back and forth with those feet. Try to control that with your breath and with those core muscles here. Breathing. Good. On your next exhale, slowly and gently lower that bum back down to the mat. Let's see how slow you can go on engaging that core. Nice. All right, so now we're going to be doing hamstring curls. So hamstring curls, you can do that with that bum on the mat, simply curling that ball in. You're going to feel this in both hamstrings and then running down that IT band. You may even feel this a little bit in that low back lumbar area along that belt line. That's great because this also engages that core, works that core, which in turn strengthens and builds that low back area. Now, for advanced, in reverse plank, curling in for hamstring curl. You'll notice if you do this, even if you try this, there's a little bit of a balance, right? Once again, engage that core, breathe. Try to control the unsteadiness of this. Ooh, feel that burn. Feels good. Once again, the back of my head is flat on the mat. I'm not straining those neck muscles. I'm breathing. All right, coming gently back down to the mat. Good. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go into a little bit of a cool down here before we do our final stretches. So let's take those legs straight out again. Heels are on the exercise ball. We are going to take that right ankle over that left knee, bending that left knee, bringing it into your chest. We're going to take both hands, wrap them around that left hamstring and gently pulling in for the number 4 stretch. Both feet are flexed, and so you're really going to feel this in that right hamstring running down that right IT band. It feels really good. Really good. Breathing. Nice stretch. On the next exhale, straightening that left leg, releasing that right leg, right heel back on the exercise ball. Now, let's place the left ankle over that right knee, bending that right knee, pulling it in as far as you can. Both feet are flexed, wrapping our hands around that right hamstring. And once again, you're really feeling this in that hip, hamstring, and that IT band running down to the outside of that knee. Should feel really good. A nice deep stretch. Nice. All right, we're going to slowly release that on the next exhale, straightening that right leg, bringing that left heel back to the exercise ball. I'm going to tuck that exercise ball just in a corner where it doesn't roll over, all over the room. There we go. So let's bring those feet flat on the mat, knees are bent. One at a time, we're going to bring both bended knees up. I'm going to place that left hand on the top of that left shin and right hand on the top of that right shin. I'm going to squeeze both knees in. Notice my feet are flexed to my chest and then releasing where that low back is flat on the mat. And then I'm just going to simply rock side to side following that belt line. So this is going to release your mid-back, middle thoracic to that low back. You might hear some Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, pop. That's not a bad thing. We're just resetting here. All right, we're going to straighten those legs up into the air. Feet are flexed. We're going to bring both palms up, face together. Keep those shoulders flat on the mat. However, when we take a deep breath in through our nose, we're gently lifting those shoulders up off the mat. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale, back down. So what this is doing, continue to do that. What this is doing is this is releasing our shoulders or our upper back, because even though I said continuously today throughout the entire exercise, breathe, if you were holding your breath, that causes tension in the upper back shoulder area. So we're just releasing that before we get to our final rest and recovery. Now, on our next exhale, just allow those hands to flutter down, palms face down on either side of your thighs. If you have no low back issues, engage that core. Legs can go straight down to the mat. Low back issues, bend those knees, placing those feet flat on the mat, and then straightening those legs out. Once those legs are straight, allowing those feet to fall to the side. So when you do that, you're opening up your hips and that pelvic region. I'm sorry, I'm still fighting with my exercise ball here. Okay. So once you do that, you allow those feet to fall to the side. You've opened up this region. Opening up our chest. Breathing. So this position is called corpse, otherwise known as Shavasana in yoga. This is your final rest and recovery pose. So here we're just going to do a body scan. We're just going to make sure that all of the muscles that we work today, we're breathing oxygen into those muscles. We're relaxing our body. So if there was something that we didn't relax, here's where we're going to focus on that. If your heart rate was elevated by those hamstring curls, that last exercise, then we're going to focus our breath on lowering that heart rate. And we're just going to bring our breathing back down to our normal rhythm and cadence here. Let's do one more deep breath. So inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. On that next inhale, we're going to bend those knees, placing those feet flat on the mat. And on our next exhale, we're rolling over onto that left side again. So using that right arm coming over, bringing those knees over, right palm face down in front of your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, pushing that air out through that palm, sitting yourselves up. So for our final stretches, you can remain here on the mat in whatever seated position you would like. So either crisscross applesauce and or legs straight out in front of you, whatever's most comfortable for you, but let's make sure that we have even pressure on both sits bones, on both hips, as you're seated. If you want to do these final stretches on your exercise ball, let's grab our exercise ball. We're gently going to come up and sit back on our exercise ball. So grab a hold, gently sit down, make sure it doesn't get out from underneath you. Once again, feet are hip width apart here. We're gonna gently start bouncing while we do our exercises. Now, if you're like, Melissa, I'm not sure that I could do these stretches and bounce at the same time, fine, you can sit right here, that's perfectly fine. So we're gonna do some arm stretches. So I'm gonna bring that left arm over my chest, placing that right palm just below my shoulder on the outside of that bicep. Never your elbow and or your shoulder, just gently right here. Just gently stretching it out. Notice that my thumb is up, pointed towards the ceiling. I'm gonna bring both arms back out now, bending those elbows, really getting movement in those shoulder blades, scapulas, bringing those shoulder blades together. Near your spine. Envision that you have a walnut there. You're trying to hold that walnut. So you're really opening up your chest, really getting movement here. Coming back out, right arm's going over your chest, left arm's gently, ever so gently, pulling that right arm across your chest. And now we're opening it back up, bending those elbows, getting some movement in the shoulder blade scapulas, that mid-back, mid-thoracic. Good. Bringing it back out. We're gonna bring those palms back down to our lap and we're gonna do some shoulder shrugs. So inhale, shoulders are coming up to our earlobes, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do one more. Inhale up, exhale down. Now remember, when you're sitting here bouncing or just sitting, core's engaged. Don't allow that belly to flop in that lap. We want those quads engaged here, holding on, glutes engaged here, holding on to that exercise ball. All right, so for our final stretch, we're gonna be doing neck rotations. So we're gonna bring our chin to our chest. To the left, we're gonna be doing 5, and then to the right. So chin to our chest, left ear to left shoulder, coming back, right ear to right shoulder, chin to our chest. Please do these at your own pace. And if you're like, there's no way that I can do this and bounce on the ball, then please stop. Once again, you might be hearing some Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. That's normal, depends upon the day. All right, coming back to neutral, so bringing that chin back up level, and then we're going to the right. So chin to our chest, right ear to right shoulder, back, left ear to left shoulder, chin to our chest. So continue once again at your own pace for 5. I've got 2 more. And last one. So once again, when you come back, you finish those 5, bringing that chin back up to level. Please make sure here, even if you're seated and or seated on the exercise ball, both sits bones are grounded, that you're grounded, and you can gently stand up without getting dizzy. And in conclusion and closure for today, I want to thank everyone who has participated and is watching. Please continue to enjoy these exercise classes through the middle of May on our YouTube channel, and look for some announcements coming soon to our Facebook page on when we will be able to resume in-person classes. Until that time, thank you everyone. You made a very difficult month of April a month that I will remember. It was a great month thanks to all of your participation, kind words, and support. We greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. So until we meet again in person and or virtually, I want to say thank you so much. Please stay safe and healthy, and I hope to see you soon. Bye everyone, have a great day.